Better turn off the air conditioner, please.
I've turned off your air conditioning.
She's very helpful most of the time on camera. If you guys were here with us on a normal basis, you would see that sometimes she talks back. Sorry about all the difficulties that we've been having, but we don't know much about the technology field. We haven't really used a lot of computering.
Yeah. So what happened is we lost the live. Our camera died.
Because it got too hot.
Yeah.
GoPros are finicky.
So if you're back, we appreciate it. If not, we understand. Yeah, it just dropped off on us. Give us 1 second. We're working out some final details, and then we'll go back into discussion. If you were watching already, we'll briefly summarize that for the people who are here now that weren't watching, or might be here in a minute.
I'm going to share this again. But so what happened was, let me just give a real brief summary. We talked about Polaris, the fact that they've discontinued their turbo.
You want to let some people join first?
Yeah, and then while I do this.
Okay.
Boom.
So just give us a minute. Bear with us.
Why don't you sing for him or something?
Sing? Okay, I'll sing. Ready?
Joe, I did.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll sing it for you. So anywho, who's here? I thought I'd go on roll call. I'm not going to do it. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with Polaris myself, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. So we got Polaris coming up with something new, most likely.
Maybe they did this on purpose. Maybe they were like, let's just see
what it looks like.
Yeah, we can. I'm trying to get to it right here. It's this right now.
Sorry. We're working on it. Camera died. Camera died. Now we are starting over.
Okay,
which
there
is
we go.
awesome. Yeah. We should have just done this in the first place. I decided to get fancy with the GoPro Live. And, yeah.
Well,
don't trust the GoPro.
You did it for
Don't trust GoPros. We don't. We always use GoPros as our secondary camera in case anyone. We get those questions a lot. What cameras do you use? GoPro last. This is why.
Well, we actually don't use it. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. We always use Sony.
We use Sony and we use the DJI. Those are the main cameras. GoPro over here in trouble. It's in the corner because they just shut off or overheat or.
It got hot. I'm hot too, GoPro, but I don't get to just stop doing what I'm done. Like freaking drama. God.
I know it worked, but I gotta go home.
Okay, so here we go. So we got sorry guys again, but let's talk about like a recap of what we talked about in our last live video 24 seconds ago.
Yeah, we will do it super quick.
Super quick,
Polaris.
Yeah.
Like they had that big announcement on whatever day it was, and everybody noticed. I don't think they even really pointed it out.
Why would they point it out? That would be dumb.
Everybody noticed that there was some stuff missing, some really important stuff.
Turbos, Turbo S.
Yeah.
We have one. We're gonna wrap it up. I said, put up, but no, we're not.
But anyway, Brandi heard from a source.
I heard from somebody who knows some stuff that, they were sunsetting the line a couple years ago, so they stopped production. They can't roll back now because they don't have the capabilities to roll back a 2-year plan. They were hoping to release a new vehicle because this is when it was due. However, COVID struck and parts and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. It got in the way. So what we're thinking is that we know they're going to release something. Just didn't happen yet. So maybe around Camp RZR time, they might be kind of shooting out some news. And what I think, and I think what a lot of people are feeling is like, obviously they're not going to get rid of a 72-inch machine. This was too popular.
Although, us 72-inch guys, and that includes us.
Alexa. We don't know what she's going to say, so
she's out of control. So, us 72 guys, that's us, and
hi, John.
a lot of you people watching.
Alexa, dismiss.
A lot of people watching. We're not going to give up our 72-inch right now.
Alexa. Oh, that's it. Sorry. Hang on.
This is a
Jimmy, people do have time for that, and you know it. So what we're talking about is, yeah, go on. Sorry, I got discombobulated because Alexa always tries to make me look dumb.
Here we go. So, nothing but technical difficulties tonight. Camera in the corner, in trouble.
I'm tired.
Anyway, Polaris probably going to release a new 72-inch machine. I think they already have the machine. They just got to.
I think they just got to shut it out. You're right. What we were going to do with our 64-inch white machine, that was a beast out of the box, 181 horse as an int. was
But-
going to add long travel and make
But
it.
here's something I think people overlook. If you're a 72-inch wide person, which a lot of people who ride dunes and whatnot are.
Not if you're a 72-inch wide person. If you're a person who likes 72-inch wide machines.
If you're a 72-inch wide person
Go on.
that likes 72-inch wide cars.
So, because you can squeeze right in barely. Go on.
Right. So if you're that person, then you definitely don't want to give that up. We wouldn't. But, you know, back east.
Who would ride 72-inch wide machines? Let's talk about that. That's made for like somebody who's
Sand.
us. Sand.
Wide trails, the desert, you can get away with it.
The desert is a lot of free riding.
And although you got to keep this in mind. So it says 72 inches wide, but our Polaris Turbo S thing right here, right now, if you measure, it's about 74 inches wide to the outside of the tires. Then if you add paddles on top of that,
They're
I
about
think-
76, 77.
No, we're about 80. We're close to 80.
So remember that when you're buying a toy hauler.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's still
That's
in
not true. We're not 80. We're about 76.
Okay, and we're about 76, and this is a 72-inch wide, so they say. But let's think about this. When it comes out of the box, you saw, we'll put a picture up, we just had Clint's car in here. We were putting a cage on it, doing some work. It's a brand new Turbo S, same car. Sitting next to our car, the difference between the suspension sag in a little amount of time that we've had this car was significant, and that's going to settle and widen it out a little bit. Your stance is going to be different, right?
Well, except that, you know, you don't want to let it set. You want to bring it back up.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like,
Yeah.
there's a way to load it, so maybe once you get in there and beep, bop, boop, 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 dynamics, it goes. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm really tired. But anyways, we think they're going to release a 72-inch wide Pro, and if so, we need to move to the country and have a shop because I'm going to have a third car. I love that car.
Yeah. It won't fit in the garage, so. But anyway, so next after that is
Can Am. The French.
They came in and like.
They were like, oh yeah, Polaris, no turbo,
You got nothing. We
no
got
181 horse, no
Yeah.
friggin' Turbo S.
We're
Well,
gonna
guess
go
what?
from 195 all the way up to 200.
Okay, listen. But that's the first manufacturer, the first side-by-side
hit
manufacturer to
200,
give you 200 horse out of the box. 200 to the crank,
Yeah,
which
let's-
is probably going to be
So-
about 140 to the wheels.
I'm Can Am all the way. Don't get me wrong.
I'm Polaris and Can Am. Look, I'm all of it. I'm agnostic.
No, I didn't mean as opposed to Polaris. I'm just saying I'm all for Can Am.
Me too.
But when you say, oh, we had 195, now we're 200, they just went, oh, let's just,
No.
a little more time, a little more.
No,
There
this
you
is
go,
what
boom.
happened.
Here we
No,
go.
he's being very dramatic. I'll tell you why they did it. They
'Cause
did.
They can, easy.
No, they had to. Because it's going to feel just like a
Because of
195.
it.
Because it's a different, they added 30% more cage material,
Sure.
basically. The cage on a Can Am was
Well,
point
let's
of
go through
failure.
that list.
Okay, so there was a point of failure. Everybody knows on the stock X3 it was a cage. There was all kinds of issues.
Yeah, it's not
They
the same
added,
stage.
they added 30% more strength, basically.
And there's been some issues with frame bending and whatnot.
So they added that. They added,
So
let's
we're
see
gonna
what
pull
else.
up the list. We had that. We had everything ready to go, and then this GoPro. Don't use GoPros.
Don't use GoPros. Just use them in a cool environment between 72 and 74 degrees, and on
send
a
them to
half
work if
shady
they have
day,
running fever.
baby it. Make sure you shade it. Hold it in some ice. 2022 lineup. So what I'm saying is that they made the car heavier, so they had to give you 5 extra horse. They made it torquier with the P-drive clutch.
Yeah, P-drive clutch. So
Exciting.
we're gonna go over this list. We're kind of jumping ahead, but and just talk about it. Somebody actually asked us to make this video, and we decided to do it live.
That's right.
And then the GoPro failed us, so I'm not angry or anything at the GoPro.
I am. I'm really mad actually because I feel like they just made us look stupid. GoPro? We don't need that. We don't need help with that. We already got that handled, but thanks. Okay, let me get some Can Ams. I have all this stuff too, and I just
So,
forgot.
yeah, so then I came up with the idea. So
So we're
yeah.
using a phone. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Hang on, hang
lineup.
on. So check this out. So I decided to come up. I came up with this other idea. Oh wait, I'm jerking the camera on. So I came up with this other idea. Bear with me here, because we're gonna end up with a dead battery on the camera now.
Oh, earthquake. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So I came up with this other idea. Well, it's hot inside the case. I'll just tape it on the side. Look.
74-inch wide Pro hot
So
collar?
here's what we got.
74. Well, that'd be something.
Oh yeah. So 72 or wider, of course. Yeah, that's
If they do the 74,
awesome.
well, because Robbie Gordon, we all know. Let's talk about this. We talk about Can Am and Polaris, the 2022 lineup. They're not the only people in the game. right?
No,
They're the two that we all recognize the most because that's where we're
they're the
at.
only two in the 72-inch wide game, right?
Right, but let's talk about 77-inch wide. That's coming. We're going to talk about that. We have the Sand Show, the Sand Sport Super Show next month.
Although, didn't we just heard him say he's also going to release a 72?
Yeah, he does. He
But
is.
yeah,
But let's talk about this. I'm going to just pre-announce. We already know this. September 17th, 18th, 19th, Costa Mesa, California. It's back on. It's going to be bigger than ever because everybody's ready for it.
yeah, we hope there's no change in that. But
That's going to happen.
currently,
We're being positive.
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, Sand Sport Super Show, biggest sand event in the country. Last year it canceled, got shut down. This year, we're there. So I'll be there. You'll be there. You're coming with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Maybe.
coming. We gonna be behind the scenes, giving you guys a scoop. But also, Robbie Gordon's gonna be there.
Oh.
Morgan, I already am stalking him. I already said I'm stalking them. We're hanging out.
Yeah.
Period. There's no question. Anywho, we're talking about what's new with the Can Am Offroad lineup. Let me tell you. So this
Let's cover one section at a time and just talk about it.
no longer a Turbo R.
Oh yeah, just an so 200 or non-turbo, is that what it is?
Or DS, yeah, the DS is 120.
Which I think is non-turbo.
DS Turbo, it's a turbo.
Okay. Anyway, so 120 or 200, nothing in between. No more 172, no more 195, right? Is that correct?
Hey, Paul Beltran, I'll help you guys. If you want to find a 72-inch wide toy hauler, I have some recommendations. Sorry, go on. Go on. So, turbo, yeah, there is a turbo. So, set 120, 200, or bust.
120 and 200 or nothing.
Yeah, okay,
Which,
so,
that makes sense.
yeah, all Turbo RR models are 200 horse out of the box now to the frame.
Okay.
All DS Turbo models, 120.
Okay.
All models come with the new P-Drive primary clutch.
Yeah. So that real quick, let's touch on that. So clutching is a huge thing. We have a video that's about 30,000 views now. We put up a couple years ago. We did some clutch tuning. We gained 17 horsepower. We didn't gain 17 horsepower.
We gained 12 on
because
clutch alone.
we actually 17 to the ground. We didn't gain 17 horsepower, but we gained 17 horsepower to the ground. So you can't get horsepower out of it by tuning your clutch, but you can extract extra horsepower out of what you were throwing away to the ground.
Right.
So we gained 17 for $300, $400, $500 or whatever. So that's a big gain for the amount of money.
Horsepower per dollar, is that what they say?
Yeah. So clutching's huge. Well, not only that, people don't like the brake belts and all that. We break a bunch of
Does it
belts.
make you feel torquey or like off the line when your clutching's in line?
I'm interested in this P-Drive clutch. The thing is, it's I guess it's not new technology. It existed in snowmobiles. We don't know any. We're just talking about this. We're not experts, but it existed, and now it exists for the Turbo
Turbo RR. And
well,
Turbo
actually,
R.
And is it in
All models.
all models? All models.
And that's even like the Commander and everything. All
They're
models.
all gonna have So P-Drive clutch.
You know
so
why?
Now, well, here's the thing. Now all these aftermarket guys, Evo, KWI, the different ones, they're gonna have to come back because here's the thing. That P-Drive is gonna be tuned for 200 horsepower, of course, and 120. But you'll probably need to tune it a little bit for that next level.
And here's
When you're
my
cranking
thing.
out 250
Yeah, what 280, 293.
or whatever.
What's happening to my thing is that they had to go 200 horse. They had to give you that extra 5 because with what I'm going to talk about next, they needed you to feel torquey right off the line. They needed you to have that like no lag. Why? Because it's a heavier car. Why is it heavier? It's going to be safer, I guess. So 30% thicker walled cage material.
Cage and frame, right? Or just cage?
Cage it says, but it says
Gussets
all
and frame.
all Turbo RR 72-inch models now have beefed up lower front A-arms and lower radius rods.
Which everybody's been doing
Well, so they
to
have to
avoid.
get
Yeah.
all new double shear rear knuckle, including toe.
Mm.
Double shear rear knuckle, including toe.
Including what?
Toe.
Oh, because that's the one that was the issue. So let's go back several years ago when all of us had brand new Can Ams. We're in Dumont. We have a camp full of 3-4 brand new Can Ams, and Uriah broke
There's a video.
the toe. He broke the toe bolt in half. We managed to cobble it back together by taking a bolt from somewhere else. But we decided to check all the cars at camp. Every car there, passenger side, that bolt was loose.
Yep.
So we torqued ours way beyond.
So
what
good
you're
job,
supposed to.
Can Am, for listening and fixing a problem
Yeah.
that has been happening for years. Okay.
Now just make sure you tighten them.
Tighten it, yeah. So all new thicker radius rod plate to prevent wallering. What?
Oh yeah. So that's the plate in the middle,
Yeah.
right below right where it says Dandi Offroad.
The Dandi off-road plate, the DO plate.
Right below that. Yeah, those bolts will come loose and then those holes will all out. Then you end up with, with your rear end either towed in or towed out or leaning, cast
Yeah.
to camber kind of thing.
Here's
Yeah,
something I'm
camber.
excited. Camber's up. I hate off camber stuff.
Yeah.
Cars and hills.
Right.
Here's the thing that's kind of exciting. New integrated on all models belt temp monitor.
That's pretty cool.
You-
I'm not gonna
If you
lie.
ain't blowing belts, you ain't riding the
We-
throttle.
We're just making sure we're not missing comments.
Yeah.
We've never added a belt temp gauge to ours. A lot of people, oh, I should have. I promise you, we'd still break belts.
We don't want to
Maybe
know
not
when we're
as
about
often.
to break one because
Yeah.
then it makes you slow down.
Well, I'd probably speed up just to see,
Just
like,
break it now before we hit the hill.
Yeah, break it now. It's been on for 300 miles.
You break it
We're
now?
not gonna make it to 4, so
Yeah.
let's get this over.
Okay,
That's
smart
I'm
lock.
just kidding. We
Yeah.
get at least 6.
Yeah. 650. Smart lock front diffs across the whole lineup.
Really?
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Which is good because when we've gone up like in the hills and stuff, it doesn't perform like the Razor.
Yeah, everybody say it. We'll just say it. The 2017 front diff sucks if you're trying to climb up rocks and stuff.
I mean, it just compared to a stock Razor. Remember we got the XP 1000, the 2015
Yeah.
Razor. Get in the Can Am and you have to work at it.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of it, but when we do, we don't like to look dumb. No more.
But
in the new
honestly,
Can Am.
it's never been an issue for us because we don't do it.
Because we just hit, yeah, we don't. Okay,
Hit the
so we
sound.
got a new 850 watt stator on all turbo hour.
That's kind of cool. Dean's putting a bigger stator, I think an 850 on, or an 800, one of the two, on his Can Am right now. I will say, we've never needed it because the stuff that we run doesn't, we're running some radios, we rarely run lights. We don't have a bunch of stuff running in the car
Yeah.
that require it. We've never had an issue that we're aware of.
I like that. That's good. That we're aware of. There's probably issues.
But if you have especially if you're bumping a stereo, which, don't do that. But if you're bumping a stereo,
You might want to bump the stereo because you're about to have a new roof option, a sport roof option that would pop up with all your speakers and lights and stuff.
no wonder
So
they're-
when
no.
you're at the bottom of old,
Wait
you
a
can
minute.
just be like,
that's an option.
I guess, I don't know, I saw it in my launch video at work.
Oh.
I'll talk to you guys about that later. It's just,
Yeah.
hush hush, probably not even supposed to tell you. I don't know, a turbo RR models now have all 4 wheels the same size.
So our car already does.
So we're like,
But
what's
I
that
think
mean?
I think like Rob Mello, his
Bigger
2020,
backs.
his fronts are smaller.
14 and 15s or what?
No, like they're narrow.
Oh,
The
like
front ones
8 and
are-
10. Yes.
something
10 and 12, something like that. Now they're going to be...
like that. Not enough, and really not enough.
So, and some new graphics. I mean, we don't care about graphics because you're going to peel them off anyways, put full doors and make it your own, really.
Some people.
If you, whatever. But, and then we go back. Okay, so that's kind of like
Is
the
that a
gist.
wrap up? That's it?
That's the
everything?
gist of the Can Am. Let me go into the Polaris now and just see what people are saying. Shall we? Talk about what you think. So I had someone say that they think there's going to be a 74-inch wide model of a Polaris. Do you guys think it's going to be just the Pro?
So wait a minute, 74-inch wide. So are they in cahoots with the toy hauler makers now? And like, hey, we're gonna have to stretch a cabinet and move a thing. Or that trailer's now $100,000 instead of $90,000.
Buy a garage model.
And
And then you have a 92, probably minimum across the whole width. Listen to me. Let's talk about this. It's not like we said Polaris and Can Am, but now I've touched base on Robbie Gordon. We're going to talk about Speed UTV. And I know everybody, there's going to be some haters that come out. It's not out. It's never coming. It's coming, guys. He's putting it out. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe in it 100% wholeheartedly, just from what I've seen. He's producing something and taking his time to make sure it's safe and it's what he's promised. Is it taking a little longer than I would like and that you guys would like? Yeah, probably. But guess what? Oh, well. Life is life. When you get it, you're going to be like, what, suckers? So,
Right.
I mean, this is your build-up. So enjoy the build-up while you can, because pretty soon you're going to be riding on a 77-inch wide car
This is
that
70.
has that 77 inches, like even at full droop around corners, 77.
Yeah.
There's no... So, I mean, this sucks up to 64 at a corner still.
No scrub, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are going to be trophy truck riding. And so am I, because Robbie, Gordon, Todd, Romano, Morgan be on my side. We already volunteered to be test drivers, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. I think so, because why would you want us to be? You know what I mean? I've been putting a lot of time behind the wheels of these other machines just to get ready for the Speed UTV. I would hate to think that I don't get to test it out.
Never
I got
know.
a hat, shirts, everything. I'm ready.
You never know.
See, it's essential.
Worst case scenario, we'll
Buy one. Okay.
Yeah, or we'll put on our hats and our shirts and our hoodies, and we'll drive around in the new 200 horsepower Can Am. We don't have one.
Whatever. We don't have. Yeah, I'm like, how many cars are we buying? And
No.
I need a second job.
Yeah. True.
I don't have any more time.
All right.
Okay, so anyways, let me just pull up the Polaris specs, because now that
Specs.
Polaris 2022. Let's see what people are saying. I feel like people.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What's new with Polaris? The 2022 models. Let's talk about what they are having instead of what they're not having, right?
Not
So they have a
anything we
few
want.
highlights. They have
Not anything we want.
Walker Evans adjustable shocks on the new.
No.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the general. We don't care about. We do care, but we don't.
Right, yeah, those cars are awesome for their intended purpose.
Okay, here we go.
We just don't have.
It says a stronger transmission for the RZR. Let's see what that's all about. Unparalleled GPS navigation. We already have.
Oh, okay.
In-dash digital screen
yeah,
to
'cause
more
they-
vehicles.
because they still have the 64-inch wide Pro.
Let's talk about the Pro XP. What's new? Because we have. I don't
Oh,
want to.
did they?
I don't want to sell them short.
Did they actually add some stuff to the Pro?
That's what they say. They say that they are okay. So we have 181 horse, which is the same. 28 front, 22 rear travel. Walker Evans 2.5,
How much?
20 in the front, 22 in the rear.
On a 64-inch wide car?
Yep.
Wow.
30-inch Maxxis Carnivore. Extreme
30
performance.
inch?
Yep. Which is what they already had. We got bigger tire. It
It
was 30.
should be 32.
Oh, what says 30?
We already have them right there.
Extreme performance isolated through on-demand all-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. Okay, RZR premium upgrade, so ride command, Rockford Fosgate audio, blah blah blah. 6-point retractable harness. Tells this is all the same stuff. Let's just see
Did
what
we
else.
miss anything on the Can Am though?
No, I
The
read
color
all of
also?
it.
Okay, I think it's an awesome car. I think if you have a car that's I think if you have a 2021 that's 195 and you already have a cage on it or something. I can't see the 22, but if you have a 17, yeah. The thing is there are some engine parts that differ from the 17 until you get into the RR. So the RR has different pistons, some I think wrist pins, some issues or some things that have caused some issues. So for instance, a few people have had issues when they tune their car, breaking ringlands, end up with smoking oil in your catch can, stuff like that. So some of those issues have been addressed, probably mainly because they put a bigger turbo and put more horsepower through the engine. But so if you have a 17 that's wore out, tired, and you're putting a bunch of horsepower through it with some big tunes and stuff like that, and you're ready for a change, the 2022 is probably a good option because it's 200 horsepower already, and I'm sure there's going to be some amazing tunes.
Shock wise, was this already the thing?
Get back to this. What was
Okay,
it?
RZR 2.5-inch Walker Evans needle shocks with 16 position adjustable clickers.
Yeah,
That was already there.
Yep.
Okay, I know we had Walker Evans. I just didn't know. So we look
But
at
but they also have the dynamic.
true
which we
dual
have right
A-arm
now.
with stabilizer bar, 20-inch usable travel, 16-inch wheel travel,
Mm-hmm.
14-inch or 14 and a half
How's
inch
that
ground
compared to
clearance.
the Turbo S? Oh, you can't look it up because they don't have.
They don't have. There is no Turbo S as far as this goes.
Not,
So
if you go to their website, there's no Turbo S.
nope, there's no Turbo S. I
Doesn't
mean,
exist. All right.
that's crazy. Ride command, lighting, other standard features. It's all the same. I mean.
Comment.
If Yamaha ever decides to go long travel with the turbo, sign me up. I have a YXZ 1000R, such a fun car compared to my X3 Max. And we have only driven a YXZ one time, and I'm going to tell you what, it was in a parking lot, so I don't feel like I really got the gist of the way it works. So
Sure.
but I'm glad you love it. And the paddle shifting, I've only paddle shifted in a, Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
and I loved it.
Yeah. Yep. It seemed like an awesome car. It needs more suspension, needs more.
Horsepower, but
yeah.
needs more suspension and more horsepower. That's, to me, every car needs more suspension and more horsepower.
Sure.
If we're gonna be
Absolutely.
honest, that's my more HP, more SP.
Speaking of more suspension, MTS is getting ready to send us out some springs.
MTS
Yeah.
Offroad, yet again, our boys, and we're gonna do that. We're doing some tuning. Speaking of, like, let's just take a moment to talk about this.
Well, let's go from the top down then. What's going on?
What's going on is we are working on the RZR right now because I can't be driving this car the way it is. That's why I've been driving the Can Am. I refuse to drive a slow car.
But we already did, so go check out that video. We did stage 1, and it's a pretty big jump.
It's noticeable. I can hear the difference because it's my baby.
I don't. So we do a lot of videos on, and we do a lot of tuning and 0 to 60 runs, and I don't think. Oh, say okay. So back up. When we first started doing it, I didn't realize when you say a tenth of a second, seems like nothing, but a tenth of a second in 0 to 60
Feels like
is a pretty big number. It's like 2/10 of a second to 0 to 60. You'll feel the difference when you run. When you do that 0 to 60.
Mm-hmm.
So we went from 168 to 190 horsepower. Stage one,
no adjustments,
using the code shooter.
and stock everything.
Yeah, and ran in the same environment, same road, all that. 2/10 of a second difference. So, and you can feel it.
That's a race winning difference.
So
we
we have-
don't race, but I mean we do.
So we
race.
have some stuff on the way. We have exhaust on the way, so we're going to go stage 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to take this car stage 5 on
E85.
E85.
That's gonna happen at Camp RZR, and then I'll drive it. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
But to be fair, I mean, just to throw it out there, the reality is it still will be about 208 horsepower as opposed to our Can Am,
Wait a minute.
which is 235 on the 85.
Listen to this. Okay, no Turbo S, but I
Breaking
just
news.
read something. They now have RZR has announced the RZR lineup in-dash charge port.
Are you
Listen.
as disappointed as
I just read
I
it.
am in what-
Listen, and also new color options. Okay? They're gonna come out with something else. I'm joking around. I love it. Look it. I'm an OG. Really, this is if
it
you don't
a-
have this cut, then you don't know.
Is it a different shade of onyx black? Because if not, triple.
Oh yeah, triple black lines. Here's the deal.
I think we're running out of stuff.
I'm kidding, okay? Because I really do love the
Does it have
RZR.
cup holders?
5. You know how I feel about cup holders. I almost bought them on to fit because of that. 10
Well,
cup holders.
Okay, I
I'm
think.
glad I did.
Are we done? Because
Yeah, we're done. We don't want to drag this out too long. It's painful sometimes for people.
So we stopped at MTS. We're gonna
Oh, yeah.
go back real quick. Here's the things we're doing. The Turbo S that we have, that's the last one on the planet.
The
is
very
getting
last Turbo S is right here.
Stage 1 through 5. It's
Evo,
getting-
Evolution Power Sports tune.
Yep, Evo stage 1 through 5. Evo.
With the code shooter, the new code shooter.
Yeah,
we're
which is
using.
awesome, by the way.
We sat in our truck, 111 degrees outside, and we freaking flashed the ECU from in the truck with the freaking RZR on the trailer.
That's true.
It's awesome.
So 1 through 5, code shooter, RZR. Code shooter, Can Am.
That's launch control.
Launch control. We're gonna play with that. Basically, you take your phone, you hold it like this, and you slide these
You
two
can
sliders.
adjust RPM live
Yeah.
time.
You're adjusting RPM and
Boost.
levels on the launch control.
Live time on your phone. This is technology. We're in the future. I feel like we're way in the future.
So we're gonna test that. Next thing, back to the RZR. We're gonna be testing some different springs from MTS. They're gonna send us out some
So
stuff.
excited.
We're gonna test. We're gonna start off with probably just like tender spring replacement only. See how that feels. Complete spring replacement. See how that feels. Possibly full tune. This is gonna take a while. It's not gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. Or
Dean's going to be putting the new rugged radios M1 radio in his car pretty quick.
Oh yeah, the new M1 rugged radios. We have some rugged radios going in a Can Am that's going to be new to the channel. It'll probably be on here. You'll see it here and there.
We got a lot of stuff going on. We probably missed a bunch of stuff, but that's why you have to subscribe so that you don't miss out. And also, you have to click the little bell that you're already on. If you're watching us right now, just click the thing while you're there, bro. Or don't. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, click the bell so you're notified when the new videos come out. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Riding season is coming. That's when we get real crazy. So we got Glamis coming up with 2 cars.
Sandsport Super Show.
Both. We have Sandsport Super Show. That's the first thing. That's September 17th through the 19th. Costa Mesa, California at the OC Fairgrounds and Event Center. We have Media Cred, so we're going to be rolling in with our sunglasses and a bunch of music playing. I demanded it. They're like
We're
sorting
gonna play
fruit.
our theme song when we're up in the middle.
Yes,
That's
they are.
gonna be awesome.
So we're doing that. Drake started from the bottom. That's our theme song. And now, mash, thrash, repeat. Boom. Yeah, that's right. That's MTR. I'm going to unveil a new logo design. I got lots of stuff going on at Clausen Motorsports because now I'm actually working at the toy store. So always available for questions, guys. I have access to some more information, privileged knowledge, but you can reach out. I might be able to share with my subscribers. So subscribe, or otherwise I'm not sharing with you. I will check my subscriber list before I answer any questions, sir, ma'am. Anywho, we got some Dandi swag finally. Thank you to you guys that have ordered shirts from us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Much appreciated. It seems so weird to me and like awesome. I'm going to cry when I see somebody wearing one in public.
I just still a couple of them.
I made this one. It's not as good as... We wear this.
This is just...
It's a generic from the mall.
Yep.
But anyways, so we'll be at the Sand Show. Then we have Glamis after that. And then it just continues on from there. Subscribe. Also, give us some thumbs up. That does make us smile. We're happy when that happens. If you don't like what we're doing, though, we need to know that. So just hit the dislike button 2 times. So I know, like, or 4. Hit it multiples of 2. And I'm like 2, 4, 6, 8. If you do it 10 times, I will know. And I will cease and desist all actions that led to those 10 dislikes. Peace. Mash, thrash, repeat. Love that.
I don't know how to
You
stop
guys
it.
are awesome. You had to subscribe. Victor! Thank you.